Hey traders, it's Steve with the Stock Index Trading Room, and I have in this weekly recap video, I'm going to share with you a brand new signal that we introduced to the room a little over a week ago. I've been working on it for a couple of months, and we're going to recap that for you with our trade markers, proprietary trade markers software, and show you how it performed from the 30th to the 7th. If you attended our last live event online on the 29th, we had mentioned that we were going to introduce this in the room. I want to show you what it has, the performance it has generated since its introduction into the Stock Index Trading Room. If you've not read this, please pause this video and do that now and join us when you've finished. Smart momentum, we have been focusing on the brilliance of smart momentum. We'll talk more about that in a minute. And the smoke signal. People often ask, why do you have names for your signals? And basically, it is much easier to denote to our members team, if this prints down, we have a smoke signal, versus, well, we've got a red smart momentum and a red smart price band, and we're in this situation and that situation, and by the time we get through that, it's printed and it's well away from our entry. And so we don't like to miss winning signals, and it's easier to say, team, here's a strong Batman, versus going through all of the situations that make that signal relevant. So this is member named. One of our members in the room named this within a couple of hours after we introduced it, said these are killer entries, and came up with smoke signal. So here we go. Let's talk about it for a second, then I'm going to show you a chart, then we're going to do a recap and we'll be through. Trading accelerating markets that move in our favor is the single most enjoyable and rewarding for most all traders situation that we can trade. The signals that this system generates have an incredibly high historic win rate, and using the odds combined of momentum and acceleration in our favor, these signals often give us the winning edge when it comes to reward risk trade management. The new smart momentum smoke signal gives our members another winning system to benefit from. Here are the rules. It's very, very simple, as in most trading applications that work well. They're much more simple than they are complex. To achieve the high rate of success of signals we use in the Stock Index Trading Room, we always use a combination of indications, situations to stack the odds in our favor. That's why our historic win rate is so high. So in this system, we are trading for trend continuation, so it won't be reversal. It will be confirmation. And building momentum, which gives us the likelihood of acceleration. So we're going to use smart momentum to identify potential areas of acceleration, and smart price band to identify likely continuation of trend in our favor. Very easy to find, very exciting to trade, a lot of fun, and you'll see in the recap why that's so. So here's the rules, very simple. A continuation bar that is printed, and it matches the color of both smart momentum and smart price band. We'll go over that in a second. It's a piece of cake. Now, trade management, we're going to share a little bit what we have found with that, but that's always left, has to be left to the discretionary of the trader, the discretion of the trader to fit their individual circumstances. So with that in mind, let's get that out of the way, and we'll look at a chart. Our blue vertical line is the open. this was non-farm payroll Friday, and we had a beautiful, beautiful type 2 entry here and some other stuff. If you've looked at the ultimate trend identification system, it bought this and then it looked to get short here. Now we're going to cover our smoke signals going forward, but I say all this to teach you something. We're in a downtrend with structure change here. So when the market opens, the likelihood of this happening is very, very high. So if you're not familiar with our work, we have Smart Renko proprietary bars. We're using Smart Price Band, which is our colored EMA, and it reads a lot more than slope and range. So don't confine it to that. And then Smart Momentum, which is the indicator down here on the bottom panel, that is brilliant at denoting cycling and for our favor, continuation. All of these indicators, our guidance, overall system development has been, indicators were developed, coded, tested, traded, refined for 20 years by Rob Mitchell, World Cup trading champion. And he has a designation of, at one point in his trading career for an extended period of time, was the largest Emini trader in the world. And this is the concept that helped him achieve that, what we do in the stock index trading room. So our reversal bars are 8 ticks in nature. Now I don't have time to teach why 8 ticks is genius in the ES. Some of you know, but we talk about that in the room. But 8 ticks is sort of the threshold that you want to look for continuing and changing trends. Our continuation bars are 4 ticks plus any wick that's associated with those. So when you see a continuation bar, it's 1 full point. So in this instance, as the market opened and we had a red line above, we go down 5 or 6 points before we get an interruption. So let's focus on the smoke signal. Now, what I've done with this, we're going to mark with our trade marker software, we're going to mark the signals that the system generated on Friday. And then I've marked them from the introduction on the 30th after our webinar to show you the results that the people that came in after the webinar, some of the results that they've been enjoying. So what we're looking for simply is a red smart price band, okay, and red smart momentum down here at the bottom, okay, here and here, and then a continuation bar down. So we have one right here. It didn't go very far. We're going to go through the trade setups and situations in a minute, but it didn't go very far. And the open is typically choppy with a downward bias on Friday. So our smart price band turns blue, cyan. So we're looking for a green reversal bar with a blue smart price band. Here we go, but smart momentum. It's in a type 2 situation for ultimate trend identification, but we don't have a smoke signal, okay? So blue, no reversal, red. Up here we have one that's very late in the cycle. Okay, late in the cycle, but we don't know that at the time. And it generates that signal. Okay, so now our smart price band is cyan again, and we have a reversal bar right here. So we buy that. Now you could re-enter or add, re-enter, and it turns red here. We're not going to assume that people would add to winners. If you can, we're not going to point those out. We have some thresholds that we know for maximum profitability. Again, we're going to go through that in a minute. And all of the things that have generated and set this up. So we don't have anything in here. The market's kind of moving without a lot of trending. Don't have anything in there. Red smart price band, red smart momentum. Nope, nope, nope. Actually, well, let's look at this. I don't think it is. No, it's green. The next smoke signal was here. And after valuation gets built, it turns into a beautiful trade. And then we have type 2. Ultimate trend identification system got short here and got that fall apart. We have a signal here. Now we turn cyan, and we're looking for this bar right here. So you'll know, we typically don't get a ton of signals when the market's resetting, but after a 15 or 18 point move pretty much straight down, our resetting tends to take larger than normal scaling. Now, I'm not going to mark this. You can see Smart Price Span had turned here. That was a 2-point winner. You can set your parameters up for this. I think that would be a little misleading, and the program doesn't need any help. So those were the signals that were generated on Friday. Small winner, yeah, small winner, depending on how you would manage that. Nice winner, or a point or two. Here's a point, there's a point. So let's do this. Let's look at our trade marker software and make sure we're up to date on that. So starting from the 30th, when we introduced this in the stock index trading room, using a 13-tick initial stop and a 4-tick or 1-point target. Now, hang on, we're gonna massage this a little bit. One of the reasons we set it up this way is that we don't get a lot of opposing trends. You don't want to misrepresent something. We can set this up to be pretty incredibly spectacular, but that's misleading. What we do know is this: we have a 90% historic track record to start in our favor. To start in our favor, that's a pretty good deal. We have a profit factor of 2.92 times more likely to have a winning trade than a losing trade. That's cool. For a 1 point, for a 50, for a 4-tick $50 one per lot 1 point trade, the expectancy, which is what the account would grow if you took them all, win, lose, or draw, doesn't matter. That's what would happen. That would be the outcome for taking that signal. So here you can see a 90% win rate when we go for, and this is per contract. Let's take this, our initial target, to 8, and let's see what happens. Obviously, our win rate goes down, our profitability skyrockets. So we go from expecting $30 per trade to $43 per trade, which I would think everybody would agree is more profitable, even with a smaller win percentage. So now I'm going to show you something that, I'll be honest, caught me off guard. We're going to set this for 5 full points or 20 ticks with a 13-tick stop. Our win percentage stays over 50%, and we're 60% above a break-even threshold with win size to loss size. Now, this is not trailing this. You can trail this. You can go to break even. You can, massage this number any way you want to. We're not going to mislead you. We're just going to say, if this were a machine and you had this situation and you did it according to these factors, from the day we introduced it after our live event, it generated $3,779 in profit. Every time one printed, the people that traded that got paid $72. Tremendous edge at 16%, better than break even, 16% better than random. Now, let's talk about this for a second. We may never get another one of these signals that are profitable. We may never get another one of these signals that aren't profitable. We simply don't know. I've done this for months. These numbers don't change. It's in the right around 90% for one. It's in the high 70s to low 80s, depending on market conditions over a couple of weeks for two. And it has remained well above 50% when we have 50% larger wins than losses. So the goal of the stock index trading room, as you know, is to trade reward risk situations in our benefit. And to do that, we have to have a high win percentage if we're using small targets. We have to have medium high win percentage if our initial target and initial stop loss are close to the same. We need to have a large win size if we are trading close to random. And finding a situation that wins more often than it doesn't and takes more than it gives truly has been a spectacular find for some of our members. So this is the recap starting the day after our last live webinar. We call this signal in the room all the time, but let's face it, I don't know that anyone would have issues with a green smart price band, green smart momentum, green reversal bar. What it's telling us is there's building momentum within this, and you can see however you would like to approach that. That's correct. So these are the results from January the 30th, the day after our event, till Friday the 7th, trading a simple entry method that we call smoke signal. I'm going to get this out of our way. If you have any questions or comments about this, shoot me an email at support@stockindextradingroom.com. If you would like to start capturing results like this and more, we have other systems and strategies that work equally as well. We'd like for you to join us in the Stock Index Trading Room. Go to our website. There's a 7 or 8 minute introductory video that has a nice discount. At the end of the video, if you'll spend 8 minutes and watch it all, then we'd like for you to come join us and start to capture these winning trades for your benefit. So on behalf of Rob and all the members of the Stock Index Trading Room, we wish you nothing but the best in your future trading.